Yes, gentlemen. So now it's the new topic, global positioning system. GPS का नाम आपने दिन रात सुना हुआ है, हर जगह हर बात में सुनते हैं. Every time you hear global positioning system. Have you heard the term called GNSS? GNSS सुना है?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Can you tell me what is that? Any idea? कोई बात नहीं, नहीं आता है तो नहीं पता है तो कोई बात नहीं, जस्ट पूछ रहा था. नॉनदीवस. चलो ठीक है, बात करते हैं. एक डेफिनेशन लिखो, राइट डाउन GNSS. ठीक है, मैं डिक्टेट कर देता हूँ, बोर्ड पे कितना लिखूंगा. GNSS is global navigation satellite system. Global navigation satellite system. It is a position fixing system. It is a position fixing system which uses satellites. Which uses satellites to fix the position. To fix the position on the surface of the earth. On the surface of the earth or near earth. On the surface of the earth or near earth. That means a position fixing system which uses satellites to fix the position is a GNSS. GPS, common sense से आपको पता होगा, GPS, is it using satellite for fixing position?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
That means GPS is what?
Position fixing system.
GNSS or not?
Yes, sir.
Yes, it is. It is. So GPS is a global positioning system that we know the specific service, but as a category, GPS is the GNSS. Similarly, this GPS is actually GPS is owned and operated by US government. US government. Similarly, Russia also has their own system, position fixing system, that is known as GLONASS. That is known as GLONASS. China also has their GNSS called BEDOU, BEDOEU, BEDOU. India also has got a GNSS, which is not fully functional, but to some extent, yes, known as NAVIC, NAVIK. So there are multiple systems, multiple countries using it. European Union, Galileo. All these are GNSS. All of these systems, different countries. Yes. Yes.
So, ये आपने बोला कि near Earth. Sir, what do you mean by near Earth?
Okay.
Lights and all, sir.
I was thinking that. Okay, तो मुझको ग्लोब पकड़ने दो, ग्लोब लेके आने दो, एक सेकंड.
Yes, sir.
Okay. समझ लो कि यहाँ से कहीं से एक प्लेन है. अभी कहाँ पे है प्लेन? Is it on the surface of the earth somewhere, some country?
Yes, sir.
Okay. तो उसका कुछ लैटिट्यूड लॉन्गिट्यूड होगा, हम पोजीशन फिक्स करेंगे उसका.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
ओके. यहाँ से इसने फ्लाइट पकड़ी और उड़ना शुरू हुआ. नाउ उड़ करके वो जा रहा है, इज इट ऑन द सरफेस ऑफ द अर्थ?
No, sir.
No, sir. Near the surface of
एंड वेयर इट इज?
near the
Where it
surface
is?
of Earth.
Atmosphere में सर हमारे.
Near Earth is na? It is near Earth, correct?
Yes, sir. Near.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
तो जब जमीन पे था तो लैटिट्यूड लॉन्गिट्यूड से काम हो गया, अगर यहाँ पे है तो कैसे पोजीशन बताएं?
GNSS.
ना,
Height
यहाँ
above
पे
sea
पोजीशन
level.
कैसे डिफाइन करेंगे?
Height above the sea level.
सर relative हो जाएगी ना position इसकी.
हाइट
Altitude,
नहीं
sir.
somebody
Height
said
above the sea level.
correct.
Altitude.
Height above sea level. That means latitude, longitude and altitude also. पोजीशन मतलब अगर यहाँ पे तो है लेकिन जमीन से इतना ऊपर है, इतना ऊपर है, इतना नीचे है, और अंडर वाटर इफ वी आर मेजरिंग बिलो द सी लेवल. सो व्हेन वी आर टॉकिंग अबाउट 2D पोजीशन, लैटिट्यूड एंड लॉन्गिट्यूड में, तो ऑन द सरफेस ऑफ द अर्थ. When we are also adding one more dimension to that, that is height or altitude, then it is near Earth. It is not on the surface. It can be above the surface, mostly above the surface. Below the surface भी हो सकता है, but mostly above the surface. Yes.
Yes, sir.
If you are going onto a mountain, then you are also getting, you are at so and so meters above the sea level. है तो सरफेस पे ही, लेकिन मॉडल ऑफ द अर्थ इज बेसिकली प्लेन, जिसमें हम एक रेफरेंस लेते हैं सी लेवल और इससे मेजर करते हैं कि कोई पहाड़ ऊपर है या वैली नीचे. सो दैट इज व्हाट इज द मीनिंग ऑफ ऑन द सरफेस ऑफ द अर्थ और नियर अर्थ. मे बी अ फ्लाइट एरोप्लेन फ्लाइंग एट 33,000 feet above the surface of the earth. Correct?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
That uses satellites. To fix position. There are many of them. As we said, there is something called GPS. There is something called GLONASS. There is something called, I think, VIDO. There is Galileo. In India, we have NAVIC also. The difference between them is that they are owned and operated by different countries. This is US, this is Russia, this is China, this is European Union. So different countries have the same kind of position fixing system which uses satellites. In our syllabus is GPS, so we will more specifically be studying about GPS. क्या-क्या चीजें इसमें कैसे होता है काम. This will require little bit of imagination to understand. We can try to understand the whole system, or we can just look at the question answers from the point of view of examination. But if you understand it, it becomes interesting. अगर समझ के पढ़ते हैं तो थोड़ा इंटरेस्ट बनता है. GPS is not the full name. Full name is Navstar GPS. US based system. The full name is Navstar GPS. The whole thing started as a military operation only for defense services. Way back in 70s, this system was in operation, it was working, but this was used only for defense purposes. कोल्ड वॉर के समय रशिया और यूएसए आपस में टकराए हुए थे, तो एक दूसरे के पीछे पड़े हुए थे, उसी सब में इनका डेवलपमेंट हुआ था. बट कम 90s this service was open for general public also. So this Navstar GPS is basically navigation, satellite, timing and ranging. Navigation, satellite, timing and ranging global positioning system. So in this timing and ranging is a major part of the functionality. GPS कैसे काम करता है, उसमें टाइमिंग एंड रेंजिंग का बहुत बड़ा रोल है. The whole system works on this principle, timing and ranging. Of course calculations होंगे, computers होएगा, तो calculations तो करना ही होएगा. So this is the global positioning system, full name Navstar GPS, owned and operated by US government. Initially only for defense services, but come 90s it was open for general public also. So general masses like you and I are also able to use this service for finding out our position. There are so many electronic devices which are incorporated with GPS chip, like your mobile. So many of the watches, wristwatches, electronic, in the cars, in the vehicles, bikes. So many places this GPS system is now in use. GPS, as we said, is a navigation satellite system. Now, for any GPS, there has to be certain parts. In order to make a satellite system for position fixing, there has to be segments. इन सब को मिलाकर के एक सिस्टम बनता है. अलग अलग पार्ट होएगा, उस अलग अलग पार्ट में सब अपनी अपनी फंक्शनैलिटी होगी और सबको मिलाकर के पूरा सिस्टम काम करता है. So the three systems which are used or the segments which are there is something called space segment. Something called ground segment, or sometimes also called control segment. Third one is user segment. So GPS is having these three segments. Rather, any GNSS will have all the three segments. गैलीलियो हो, ग्लोनास हो, नाविक हो, बिडो हो, जो भी हो, सब में स्पेस सेगमेंट होगा, ग्राउंड या कंट्रोल सेगमेंट होगा, यूजर सेगमेंट होगा. What is the space segment? These are all about satellites in the sky. ग्राउंड सेगमेंट क्या है भाई? इस सैटेलाइट को कंट्रोल कौन करेगा? सैटेलाइट क्या ट्रांसमिट करेंगे, नहीं करेंगे, किधर रहेंगे, कहां जाएंगे, उसको कंट्रोल कौन करेगा? तो वो ग्राउंड सेगमेंट करेगा. जब वो ट्रांसमिशन करते हैं तो मैं रिसीव करता हूं अपने मोबाइल में या जो भी जीपीएस डिवाइस है मेरे पास, और मैं उसको यूज करते हुए अपना पोजीशन पता करता हूं. तो यूजर सेगमेंट के पास डिवाइस होनी चाहिए. उस डिवाइस में क्या क्या होगा? तो एंटेना होगी, एक स्क्रीन होगा जिसपे मैं पोजीशन देख सकूं. कंप्यूटर सिस्टम होना चाहिए इस डिवाइस में, जो कि कैलकुलेशंस वगैरह करके, टाइमिंग एंड रेंजिंग का कैलकुलेशन वगैरह करके और मुझको पोजीशन बताए. So these are integral part of any GNSS. There has to be space segment, ground segment, and user segment. So we'll talk about this more in detail. But in general, what we do is that we understand कि GPS काम करता कैसे is called trilateration. The GPS system uses something called trilateration to find out position. Now, what is that? This means from 3 different sources, we get some signals to find out the range and then finally find out our unknown range, which is right now unknown. So to discuss about this trilateration, we will go to the slide, PPT slide, और उसमें समझेंगे कि what is the method that is used for how is this position getting. So what you are seeing here, what you are seeing here is that these are the satellites which are launched and that goes up into the orbit around the Earth. In given orbit, these are oscillating or not oscillating but revolving around the sun. As they are in the sky, from there they keep on transmitting signal towards the Earth. On the Earth, there are GPS receivers like you and I and the ship. They make use of these signals transmitted by the satellites to fix the position. This is important to understand this, that how the system is working. Of course, the ground segment is going to launch the satellites. It is going up in the air. After due process, they go up into the sky. Of course, it will be at a distance away from the surface of the Earth. When they are in the orbit, they are transmitting some kind of signal for the users on the surface of the Earth. The user uses this information to fix its position, exact position wherever they are. So with all this, we get our position. How it is done? So we said trilateration. So trilateration चीज क्या होती है? हम लोग trilateration बात कर रहे थे. There are multiple satellites, out of which we are going to pick up 3 satellites only for example. And using the 3 satellites and the signals transmitted by them, I obtain some information. मेरा GPS receiver is able to obtain some information. उस information inputs को use करके calculations करते हैं और calculation करने के बाद अपना position XY निकाल लेते हैं. तो calculation ही कहलाता है क्या? Trilateration. So trilateration is mathematical exercise basically, which is done by the computer of the GPS system receiver. जब हमने रिसीवर ऑन कर दिया तो हमें कुछ नहीं करना होता, वो सिग्नल रिसीव करता रहता है, वहां से इंफॉर्मेशन पता करता रहता है, साथ साथ में कैलकुलेशन करके और पोजीशन डिस्प्ले करता रहता है. एडिशनली COG, force over ground, and speed over ground is also displayed. So for this trilateration, what is required? Two basic inputs are required. If I have a GPS receiver, मेरे GPS receiver को कम से कम दो information चाहिए. What are they? The information that is required is the three known positions of transmitting stations. जहां से मैं मेजरमेंट ले सकूं, मुझको पता होना चाहिए अच्छा स्टेशन यहाँ पे है, उसके पोजीशन में कोई एम्बिग्यूटी नहीं है. जैसे मैं जानता हूं कि कुतुब मीनार कहाँ है, मुझको अपना पता नहीं कि मैं कहाँ हूं, लेकिन मुझको मालूम है कि कुतुब मीनार तो वहां है. तो ऐसे ऐसे कुतुब मीनार, एक लाल किला, दूसरा अक्षरधाम मंदिर, तीन पोजीशन हो गए, नॉन लोकेशंस हो गए. नॉन लोकेशंस हो गए मतलब उनका कोऑर्डिनेट्स होगा मेरे पास x1 y1 x2 y2 z2 सॉरी x3 y3. उनके नॉन पोजीशन से मैं अपना अननोन पोजीशन xy निकालता हूं. दूसरा इनपुट क्या चाहिए? आई नीड द रेंज फ्रॉम देयर. मैं उनसे कितने दूर हूं? कुतुब मीनार से कितना दूर, लाल किले से कितने दूर, अक्षरधाम मंदिर से कितने दूर. So these are the two informations which are required for trilateration calculation. Let us quickly see that you are seeing on the screen a blue dot. This blue dot is basically a station. This station is transmitting. अच्छा मेरे ख्याल से टाइम हो गया, इसमें टाइम लग जाएगा. So what we will do, we'll continue on in the next class, this one, next week when we have the class. So it won't be prudent to take it further. आपका टाइम का गड़बड़ हो जाएगा, अगले क्लास का टाइम आपका गड़बड़ हो जाएगा. So we'll stop it here.